I am Shira Bass, editor-in-chief of the Niche Carolina magazine, and I welcome you. And I'm here with AJ, owner of Quantum Beats and co-owner of Audio Studios in Charlotte, North Carolina. It is such a pleasure to be interviewing you, and it's long overdue.
It's full circle right here. I'm honored, going way back, we had a brief conversation before we got started on when we first met, and it's been a long journey.
It has.
Yeah.
It has
yeah.
been.
Happy to be here, though.
Yeah. Happy to be here. 19 years I have known you. Long time. Almost 2 decades.
Humble beginnings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it feels good to be in here. Because this was a place that I considered a home base whenever I wanted to get the magazine out or any events.
Oh, yeah.
And
Definitely.
I always appreciated you allowing me to do that.
Oh, man, we appreciate you and the platform. And you gave us flowers way back then, our flowers way back then. So we definitely appreciate that.
Yeah, thank you. Now, for my readers who don't know who AJ is, can you just give them a little brief synopsis on who you are?
Okay. Well, I've kind of musically, on the music level, I've probably done every level from being an artist to a producer making the music to an audio engineer recording the music to a recording studio owner on the business side. Like you said, currently we have Quantum Beats. We've been here in this exact location since 2006.
Wow.
In Audio Box Studios in Charlotte. Shout out to my partner Mike up in Charlotte and A-Town down here in Columbia, South Carolina. But I've just been doing music pretty much all my life since about age 6. Started my dad and all his brothers were musicians. So from about age 6, I always had instruments around me, whether it was a guitar, keyboard, drums, or them singing. They come from the church. So they were in gospel quartet groups. So I just had music in my ears from the beginning. Since then, when I relocated here to the Carolinas, like I said, started off as an artist, R&B group. I was almost signed to J Records. Shout out to our manager at the time, AJ Savage. So I was still currently in the military at the time. So the deal fell through because of 9/11 and I got deployed.
Okay.
And so coming back, I had to regroup. I focused more on the engineering side and the production side. Formed Quantum Beats from the house, out the closet, in the spare bedroom. Probably recorded half the city at the house in the city of Columbia. Shout out to Columbia, South Carolina. Showed me so much love in the beginning. Eventually had to get a business facility. And from there, we worked from artists from Little Rue to, speaker knockers to producers such as Jetson. You hear his tag, oh Lord, Jetson made another. He come from right here.
Wow.
Matter of fact, I bounced that tag right on this computer behind me. And so just a lot of history here in the Carolinas. And we're just happy to still be here.
That's good. Now, how did your relationship with Autobox come intertwined with each other?
Okay, so with Audiobox, basically how that came about was I relocated to Rock Hill, South Carolina, which is kind of on the border of North and South Carolina. And so my partner, Mike, at the time, he had been hearing about me. A lot of artists were going back and forth from North to South Carolina recording. He had a studio, and they were always mentioning my name. We were both working with an artist, Blind Fury, at the time. And Blind Fury was telling him about me, and I think I might have been still at the house back at that time. But finally linked up. He put a face, in the name, and we linked. And from the day one, he asked me, would I like to be an engineer? And I said, I could be an engineer, but I think we should be partners, business partners. And so from there on, we shook on it and we did the business and we took Audiobox to the next level. We worked with everybody from Anthony Hamilton to Fantasia to, so many artists. Yo Gotti, the Baby, he comes from Audiobox Studios.
Yes.
I worked with him in the very beginning. We were doing mixtapes, and it's called Baby Talk. We were doing those, and just seeing him come from a local artist to being the #1 artist at one point was just amazing. And definitely shout out to the Baby.
Yeah, he's doing big things. Yeah, and when you work with artists, how do you determine engineering wise, what are the key quality things that they have to bring on their end for you to be able to, mix and master their music?
Well, I've kind of been blessed with the skill to make pretty much anything sound pretty decent. So it's basically the better they come prepared, the easier it is on me and the better, product we're gonna come out with. Because you want to maximize your time because you're paying for your time.
Yeah.
For me, it's about an hour. So the better prepared you come, the more you're gonna get out of your time. I work fast, so I mean, it's really on the artist. If they come fully prepared and they got it mapped out, I always tell them, download these apps. BandLab is an excellent app. Download the app and practice laying it down on your phone so that when you get to the studio and you're paying for that time, you're prepared. You know exactly how you want it. You can experiment on different things that you want to do and try without paying. And then when you get in the studio, you're ready to go.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Now, you worked with a lot of independent and major artists.
Mm-hmm.
What has been your proudest moment?
My proudest moment, I would say I got two. The first one, like I said, working with the baby in the very beginning, it was I'm gonna make the story short. We were recording. I was in the actual session with Anthony Hamilton at the time. The baby was a local artist, still, on the come up. He happened to be in the studio at the time, and so my partner Mike brought him over to my session and introduced him to Anthony Hamilton. And so they met, and he said, "Okay, I've heard about you, man. Good luck." And probably I say about 3 years later, I saw them on the Grammys performing together. And they don't know the backstory on how these guys probably even got linked up and met.
Wow.
So that was one. And then the second one, just working with Casey from Jodeci, one of my all-time favorite groups, singers. I really trained my ear off the first Jodeci album just on listening to the production of that and how it was put together. And so I had the opportunity to work with him on a song he did. It was him, Babyface, Charlie Wilson, and I want to say Johnny Gill all on the same song. And to be able to work on that and be a part of that project, that was really, I think I made my mama proud on that one.
Yeah, I'll be proud too.
Yeah.
With AI, it's coming around, and I think a lot of artists have fear of that,
Right.
And as far as an engineer, do you think that will play a part maybe in your role somehow?
It already has. And to anybody out there, I would say embrace AI because it's not going anywhere. If you're an investor, you better invest in some kind of AI technology. That's a good investment because it's going to play a part, especially in the music. Right now, they have a AI STEM program. It's all over the internet now where you can take an MP3 song, run it through there, and it'll split it into all the individual parts of the song for you. So you take that, run it through the AI, it'll give you the vocals by itself, the drums by itself, whatever's in the song, it splits it all up for you. And you can really be creative, remix songs. It's in all the DJ programs now too. So the DJs are being more creative live. They can do so much more now on the transitions of their mixes and stuff live. They can drop the vocals out, they can drop the music out, blend it with another song, and all kind of stuff, and it's all automated, so everything is so much easier and faster. These young kids, they all over it. So I mean, as an older guy in the game, I got to keep up, stay current. So definitely AI is here. Yeah.
So you don't think that would affect your job being
Not at all.
Okay.
It's going to speed up my job, actually.
That's good.
That's what it's going to do.
That's good. Yeah. Now you have a lot of artists that are turning into producers, engineers, and you've had some artists that even turn into DJs.
Right.
What advice would you give someone that probably want to follow in your footsteps?
First thing is to perfect your craft, whichever lane you want to go into. Pick one, maybe two, but pick at least just one because you spread yourself thin in the beginning, and it's just too much. I had a producer up in Charlotte. Shout out to I Got 20 on my beat. He ended up producing a couple platinum gold, at least gold hits for the baby. And he used to do everything. He shot videos, he made beats, he engineered, he did photography, and he just kind of was trying to figure out why it's not moving fast enough for him. He was doing too many things. I said, you have to pick one and focus on it. And he decided that the production was what he was going to
Focus on.
put his energy into.
Yeah.
And about 2 years later, he ended up getting plaques and stuff. So just put your effort into maybe one or two things and definitely perfect the craft that don't just, there's a lot of people that want to fast track so much stuff, they don't learn nothing. They just want to kind of fake it
Yeah.
as much as they can to try to fool people that they like, I know what I'm doing, but at some point it's going to catch up to you. So learn your craft and really study your craft, and it'll work out for you.
Yeah, that is true.
Mm-hmm.
Now, has there ever been a time where you had a project that you just didn't want to work on? It could be for many reasons. Because I know some artists can be a handful.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of hard to say. Yeah, definitely. Some artists are really, really extra on detail, and you can overdo things or over listen, or the average listeners are not going to catch everything. It's your song. You know exactly how you wrote it, how you sung it. Sometimes you have to just let it go, put it out there. They'll work on a project for 2-3 months. I'm talking like a song. And I'm like, no, just, at some point you got to put this out.
Yeah.
You just keep working on this song over and over and over. You're going to hear something every time. You're listening too hard. And then you have to let other people listen to your music and let them give feedback,
That is true.
Because you're going to be your worst critic every time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, Quantum Beats has always been a hub.
Right.
Here in Columbia, South Carolina.
Carolina Hit Factory.
Yes. and it, again, was a hub for me to get my brand out as well. There has been a shift in the music industry, as you notice. It seems like, and I was watching a few interviews recently where, some of the OGs kind of say the music now, they call it mumble rap, and, they have their own categories for it. Where do you see the state of music at today, and where do you see it going in the future? Because, like, we have the songs where we can look back and listen to now, like the EPMDs and the Jodeci's, as you mentioned, and Mary J. Blige, and all of the classic hip hop.
Right.
Do you, again, where do you see it going?
Unfortunately, I think the music is coming so fast, and they're not putting a lot of thought into it, that it's just getting recycled so fast. So I think you have a song that's a hit, and a month later is nothing. The next song. And so I think the creativity of the artist will have to play a part. And some of the young guys are now kind of bringing back lyrics and kind of mixing it. I think when they had the beef with Kendrick and Drake and J. Cole, that put more focus on artists that use lyrics.
Right.
And so, you had to listen to them, and then that made them, of course, you can listen to their songs now. So I think that the new artists are embracing lyrics again for the most part. It's different genres now. I think hip hop and drill music or trap music should have separate categories. I don't think they should all be categorized into one.
Yeah, that is true.
To me, it's not the same. And there's nothing wrong with, any of them. Because, I know people who come from that environment, and what they rapping about is their life and what they go through or what they had to go through, whether they choose to or not. Some people are not, volunteering. That's something they're just born, into. So they're telling their story. And that's what I tell people. If you just tell your story, we want to know about you, not about you sounding like this next person or this. And that's when you say longevity of, back then they told about what they went through, Biggie and all these different artists. So you learned about them, where they come from. You know what I'm saying? So I think for the most part, it'll be some songs that last, but the way that it's being put out, and like you said, with AI and stuff, it's speeding up so much. People can make songs in 5 minutes, upload it to DistroKid the same day. It'll be on all platforms within 24 hours, and the world can hear it, you know. So it's just so fast now. So, of course, people's attention span is going to get shorter and shorter.
That is true. Yeah, that is true. And where do you see yourself at in 5 years as an engineer?
5 years?
Yeah.
I'm definitely going to be educating, for sure. Yeah, education. I think just kind of educating business owners or young entrepreneurs and just young engineers.
Okay.
Aspiring engineers.
Yeah, that's good. Now, is there any projects you want to talk about that you're working on now? I know you mentioned one. I don't know if that's a secret or not, but it was juicy to me. So
yeah, I can't really, I can't really talk about that one right now. But I definitely have some songs in the works that you will definitely hear on a major platform. Just stay tuned. Follow me on Instagram at AJ Quantum Beats. You know, I keep everybody updated on what I got going on, and the world famous Audio Box at Audio Box Studios, Quantum Beats at Quantum Beats Studios, and we're gonna keep delivering this sound quality and this good music, and you know, setting the bar higher and higher every time.
Okay. Yeah. Now, so if artists want to make an appointment with you, they just follow you on those pages.
Follow me on those pages. My number's in my bio. Hit me up, call, text, preferably text, because I have so many people that I talk to at the same time, and I'm normally in a session, so I hit you right back.
Okay, good. Now, is there anyone, as far as like any other producers or engineers that you may want to collab with in the future?
I want to work with everybody that, you know, is serious and really trying to put out some good quality music. For me now, at my age, it's all about the quality of the music and what they're saying. And, you know, I got 2 young boys now, 1 3, 1 6. So I have to be really careful on what I put on my social media and who I associate myself with.
Yes, you have to.
Because that stuff is, once it's out there, you know, it's going to be out there. And when they get older, they'll look up, say, let me see what my dad was up to, you know, 5 years ago and stuff like that. So just really focusing on being a father and trying to be a good role model for them.
Okay, that's true. And you mentioned you play instruments. What instruments you play?
I play the bass guitar.
Oh, wow.
But I've been able to teach myself to play good enough, pretty much everything, to like make music, you know, because you don't have to play live. If you play live, you got to play the whole song all the way through. Yeah. I can play just enough to lay it down for a little loop, make that loop. I go to the next one. I can play the guitar for about an 8-bar loop. And so, yeah, I just, like I said, I think it's a God gift. My ear, I think I have perfect pitch. People say I have perfect pitch. So I can tell you what key a song is in without pulling up the app. Auto-tune, I can jump on there and just put the key in real fast or whatever. So, yeah.
Okay, great. That's good.
Yeah.
All righty. Now, is there anything else that you want to add for my readers that you think is important to know about AJ, the engineer? Oh, I have one thing I forgot to ask you. How did you get the name $1 Million Engineer? I need to know that one.
Ooh, okay, so
that's pretty cool.
Yeah. So it was probably about 2 or 3 things. A lot had to do with the sound. I had a couple artists that said, "Man, you got that sound, man. It sounds like $1 million." You know, and so it kind of stuck from there. And then just the way I carry myself, I guess they saw me as, I don't know, a savvy business person. I invested well and stuff like that. So they see me pulling up like these rappers and stuff. They, you know, that's the $1 Million Engineer right there. So stuff like that. It kind of stuck like that. So once one person said it and the next person said it, and then it's kind of, you know, that's what your name is.
That's good.
Yeah.
I noticed online that your recording studio, Audio Box, you guys do like, is it some kind of networking?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, talk about that, because that's good information.
Yeah, so like I said, we at Audio Box, we try to make it an experience versus a recording studio. So just by the way we designed it and the look of it, it's just more than a recording studio. So what we wanted to do is give artists opportunity to come in, and we like the hub up there, and be a networking hub. So we have artists that we showcase, they come perform. We have DJs, shout out to DJ Scrib from down here at Quantum. He comes up there and DJs every event that we do. And we have bloggers, we have, graphic designers, about 10 different videographers there. Just a good time, a good networking time. And sponsors, we have sponsors that we have. And so just showcasing the talent for the artists, giving them an outlet, and again, letting them see the facility that we have, so we, in return, get customers that come and book studio time.
That's a good networking event. Yeah. And how often do you have those?
We do it once a month. Normally it's on the second Tuesday of each month.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. So artists, you hear about
gotta
it
tap
here.
in.
That's
You're
right.
missing
You
out.
got to tap in.
We just had one for the R&B artists where we said, man, you know, they kind of get drowned out by the rappers every time we have one. Let's just have one strictly for R&B, and the turnout was so crazy. So I think we're gonna do a reboot of that one this month coming up.
Okay, great. I have to attend one of those.
Definitely enjoy it. Yes.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. But I thank you so much for the
Man,
interview. It's been a pleasure.
Oh man, we got to do another one. I mean, we got so much history. You know, there's so many stories and stuff we could talk about. So definitely.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Oh, yeah.
And guys, I want to thank One Love Group, and I also want to thank Class by Chop.
Job.
That's right. Yes. Thank you so much for being here, and thank you so much for tuning in.